Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to talk about how to take a cheap used drum set and turn it into a professional grade kit. And the reason we're going to do that is because I know not everybody has the budget level to purchase a professional grade kit. But just because you don't have a huge budget doesn't mean you can't make a pro grade kit yourself, because there are some great, really great sounding shells out there that are available maybe without the pro grade hardware that you can add the pro grade hardware to, and that's what we're going to do today. So taking a look here, you'll see two different drums that most likely to a standard eye without knowing much about them, you think, wow, these are two great looking drums. This is a Pearl Vision series drum. It's a birch from the Vision series, and it's in the Emerald Fade Eucalyptus, which is a really gorgeous finish. And next to it is the Session Studio Select from Pearl in Black Halo Glitter. Both of these drums are beautiful, but they are different levels of drums. When this was available, it's now discontinued. This was kind of like a high entry level, maybe low mid-level drum, but the price point and the features and options that came with it were not a mid-level to professional grade drum set. This was more of an entry-level kit, as you can see by this ISS mount here, and then the rims on it are just standard rims, but the shells themselves are really amazing birch 6-ply shells. And I've heard so many people talk wonders about this kit. I've played these kits before. They sound phenomenal, but the hardware is kind of lacking from a professional drum set. Next to it is this Session Studio Select kit, which is, I would say, right there, mid-level, high mid-level, professional grade. So many tour professionals are out there playing the Session Studio Select because it is a professional grade kit. And the difference here is the super hoops on the drums. These are better rims, better hoops that allow the drum to sound better, get a better tone out of the drum, and they're also heavier duty. And then this right here is an Optimount, and this is just a better mounting system that takes the stress off of the rim of the drum, allows for easier tuning, is also more stable for action when you're out on the road. And then past that, the Drumhead Differences here. These are the stock heads, and these are upgraded drum heads that you would find on a professional grade kit. And so in this situation here, basically the difference is hardware. It's not really the shells. These birch 6-ply shells are awesome, and those birch mahogany 6-ply shells are amazing as well. But there is a pretty big difference in price. You can buy one of these for around $500 to $750 for a 5-piece shell pack, typically, and then you get this shell pack, which is it's a 6-piece typically, because you get a free floor tom, for about $1,500 US. And so about $1,000 difference in the price for the kits, which goes a long ways if you also have to buy cymbals and you also have to buy hardware and things like that. So I'm not here to tell you not to buy this drum, because I personally think the Session Studio Select is absolutely the best series that Pearl has to offer value for money. I can't get enough of these drums. The birch mahogany shells are incredible, and I think it's like that best professional price point. The higher end drums are worth the money, but if you're gonna be buying cymbals and hardware and stuff, I think that's your best bet for a professional kit. But if you don't have $1,500 plus hardware and cymbals, this is a great option. So let's take a look at changing these out from this, bought it used on Facebook Marketplace to let's make it a professional grade kit. Now, one of the first things you're gonna notice is this still has the stock heads on it. These stock heads are 8 years old. So stock resonant head, stock top head. It doesn't necessarily sound bad because the shells are good shells, but it doesn't necessarily sound good either. So what we're about to do is we're going to take this drum and we're going to upgrade it. I've already done that with all the drums behind it for this drum set, but we're going to take this from a cheap used drum set that I found on Facebook Marketplace into a drum that sounds just as beautiful as it looks. And we're going to do that by replacing the rims, upgrading them to the same super hoops that this kit over here has. We're going to replace the mount, upgrading it to the same Optimount that this drum over here has, so now it has that professional grade hardware. And we're going to replace the drum heads. We're going to put a real upgraded Evans G1 single ply head on the bottom for the resonant side, and we're going to use the Evans UV2, which is a 2-ply coated head for the top. This is really going to transform the sound when you combine all those together, and we're going to get ourselves a professional sounding kit from something that we found on Facebook Marketplace for a great deal. Alright, so we've officially upgraded these awesome shells to a professional grade kit with the super hoops, the OptiMount, and the upgraded drum heads. And so this kit is about to sing. You can hear it already. It has a lot more like good body. It's got a deeper tone to it. It's really, really nice. And of course these heads are gonna last a lot longer and sound a lot better too. All right, so another thing that I like to do is I like to add a little bit of dampening to the kit. And so this is another thing that can take it to the next level, because this can allow you to get kind of a more punchy tone and a little bit less of a ringy tone. So I'm using a couple drum tacks here. Like to do what Adam Tuminaro suggested and do them opposite each other so it's a symmetrical amount of dampening. Now, that is going to sound amazing. So let's record this bad boy and see what our professional grade kit sounds like now. Alright, so there you have it. We just took a cheap used drum set and turned it into a super professional kit. It sounds phenomenal, it looks phenomenal, and what you can do is you find a kit like this, you know, $500, $600, $700, you put a few $100 into it in hoops and heads and OptiMounts, and you take that kit and you make it a professional kit for under $1,000, which is really, really sweet, because, you know, most of the time you're looking at a kit that's this nice, you're probably looking at $1,500, $2,000, something like that, to get a drum set that sounds this good and has the level of hardware that this kit has. And so certainly a way to save some money. This kit right here, I bought specifically for the purpose of using for this video and a few other videos, and so as much as I love this thing, I don't have any room for it, and since it's not a drum set that Pearl is making at this point, it doesn't really make sense for me to make a lot of videos on it personally for my drum covers and stuff, and so I have to sell this one to make room. So I'm actually going to sell this as a shell pack. You can get hardware and cymbals with it or something if you'd like as well. But if you want these beautiful drums and you can't find this finish and you want some Vision Birch in your life with upgraded hardware, this is it. Go to my Instagram and I'll have all the details on the sale. The last one I just sold, a Decade Maple kit, sold in like 4 hours. So if you're watching this a few days later, most likely it's already sold, but you can still check my Instagram to find out. And I'd love for someone to be close enough to Atlanta to come pick this thing up at my studio. I'll film a video on it for free just as a thank you and as a way of me giving back to someone who is now the owner of a beautiful kit. And I really hope that you guys have a chance to find some drums like this yourself if you don't get these exact ones, and create an awesome drum set. So thanks so much for watching. Have a good one.